is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are LA.
On this Memorial Day, the Angels and Fox Sports West pause to remember those who have given the ultimate sacrifice to our country. It's also the unofficial kickoff to summer. And that, of course, means baseball. So grab a hot dog and your favorite beverage. Settle into a comfortable chair and enjoy a slice of true Americana. Baseball on Memorial Day. Let the summer begin. It is Memorial Day here in the Southland. It is a beautiful night for baseball as the Detroit Tigers are in town for the first of three. The Angels trying to wash away the weekend against the Houston Astros. We're kicking off Monday Night Baseball here on Fox Sports West. We welcome you inside the Big A and back to Angels baseball here on Fox Sports West along with Mark Kubica. I'm Victor Rojas. Before we get started, we'd like to thank all of those that have continued to serve our country, all the men and women that have sacrificed for this great nation. Now, Gooby, let's talk a little bit about tonight's ball game. Justin Verlander's on the mound for the Tigers, but overall, the Angels against the Tigers have played very good baseball of late.
Yeah, Victor, no matter how well the Tigers have played, the Angels have played exceptionally well here at the Big A when they've won 7 in a row here at the Big A, putting up some very good numbers. We look even in the last 14 home games, 13-1, outscored them 72-27. When you think about what the members of that lineup of the Tigers are, the way they can hit the ball, the Angels have hit Tiger pitching very well. They have that great mark, looking to be able to continue that streak going now. We mentioned Justin Verlander's on the mound for the Tigers, and overall his numbers here at the Big A, not that great. So what is your key to the game for the Angels? My key for it's going to be Ozzie Osbourne, a little shot in the dark. He's been throwing the ball so well of late. When you think about it, his last 4 starts overall, ERA 1.19 for Verlander. So it might take one big swing during the course of this game, a home run, a shot in the dark over the fence to be able to beat Verlander, because he is locked in at this moment. Started slow, very good at this moment right now. Fastball is going back to Verlander-ish in the mid-90s.
Halo is looking to get back in the win column. Jhoulys Chacin is on the mound for the Angels, making his 4th start for the Halos. We're just about ready for baseball here on this Memorial Day. Sit back and relax. Lineups and first pitch when we return. This telecast of Angels baseball on Fox Sports West is brought to you by Hyundai. The Memorial Day sales event is going on now at your local Hyundai dealer. Visit buyhyundai.com today. By Jack in the Box, the Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack is back. Taste it before it's gone. By Mercury Insurance, on a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com to get a fast free quote and see how much you can save. And by the Jeep Renegade. Find your inner Renegade and reach your highest potential with an EPA estimated 31 highway miles per gallon. Game set against the visiting Detroit Tigers. Jhoulys Chacín on the mound, and he is already getting his warm-up pitches on. So we will check out the starting lineup as presented by the manager, Brad Ausmus, now in his third season at the helm of the Tigers. They roll into this one at the start of the day in fourth place in the Central, 3 games back with a 24-25 record. Ian Kinsler will lead things off at second. It's J.D. Martinez at right, Miguel Cabrera, the first baseman, Victor Martinez at DH, Nick Castellanos off to a good start. He's at third base. Justin Upton, the new 6-year deal. He is in left field. Cameron Maben is in center. James McCann behind the plate, and the former Angel and the pride of Trabuco Hills High School, Andrew Romine, starting at shortstop. He will bat ninth. Mentioned Chacín making his 4th start so far, 0-1, a 4.67 ERA.
Yeah, Chacín's fastball is going to be 87 to 92. He will cut his fastball, throw a 2-seam sinking fastball, slider, cutter, curveball, changeup. But my go-tos for Chacín to be successful against this very dangerous Tiger lineup: don't gift runners, don't fall behind, and don't walk batters, and always, always be aware of Miguel Cabrera. He has heated up in the month of May.
I mean, you look at the middle part of that lineup: Cabrera, Martinez, Castellanos, all deadly, at least the first couple of months of the season. Let's take a look at the defense for the Angels behind Jhoulys. It's Ortega in left, Trout at center, Calhoun at right. Petit gets a start at third base. Escobar's all right, but wanted to give him an extra day. Pennington is short, Giavatello second, Albert at first, Carlos Perez behind the plate.
And Cliff Pennington getting the start at shortstop, his 4th start at shortstop. No errors so far this year. Has turned 4 double plays, 11 starts at second base. Very, very strong throwing arm.
Halos, of course, dropping 2 of 3 to the Houston Astros over the weekend, and now are 10-16 here at Angel Stadium. 6 games under 500 overall at 22-28. Clouds in the distance. A gorgeous night for baseball. The first one is down and away. 71 degrees at first pitch, as Kinsler has a 1-ball, no strike count. .314 average, 10 home runs, 24 RBIs for the second baseman. Evens account at 1 ball, 1 strike. Kinsler last year, .296 average for the Tigers. Currently 42 runs scored. Time second in the American League. Breaking ball. It's 1-2.
Always very quick on pitches on the inner half of the plate. Loves high fastballs. 20 career home runs for Kinsler against Angel pitching. 73 RBI, .280 career hitter against the Angels.
Here's the 1-2. This one's looped down the line but foul. So the count remains at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kinsler, of course, coming up with the Texas Rangers. Part of the deal with the Tigers in exchange for Prince Fielder prior to the 2014 season. Breaking pitch got Kinsler, and there's out number 1.
Good action so far on a couple breaking pitches from Chacín so far in this game. Stayed on top of this one well. Snaps that slider off to get a swing and miss.
Last 2 starts for Jhoulys has been, I guess it's tough to say because they weren't bad starts, but command of his special fastball a little bit off for him, but still he was capable of limiting the damage and working a little bit deeper in the game. J.D. Martinez skies one down the right field line. Long run for Cole, and near the wall will make the catch. 2 down. Remember, with the 6 o'clock start, he's got to deal with that sunshine.
He'll be dealing with that for quite a while here. To be able to get back to the wall, you see him trying to get a feel for that, the low wall there in the corner. Putting a hand out there, wondering when he's going to get close to it and still be able to track the baseball. You can't take your eye off that, especially with that sunshine, and able to track it down.
Had an interesting conversation with Tim Salmon today, talking about Calhoun's error. He got charged with the error yesterday, saying that peripherally, when you have a short wall in the outfield, it doesn't affect your peripheral vision. So you know it's there, you know what to expect. The high wall in right field comes into play. And so you really, especially at that time of day with the sun coming down, you've got to make sure you see where that wall is at so you have an idea to find the baseball.
Well, you're going to see that in Pittsburgh, too. It's a lower wall. All the outfielders almost about the same height as the outfielder going back on the ball. It's not as low as the wall here in the corners, but not as high as most walls we're going to see in PNC Park.
Meant by that the taller wall, it just seems like it's closing in on you much sooner than a shorter wall or a standard wall would. That's toward the corner there, but there's the big wall in right.
Yeah, see, this goes down like this and then down and then further down is on the way down for it. Be able to see the difference as you track that down as an outfielder.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Miguel Cabrera. First baseman, now 33 years of age. Doing Cabrera things, hitting .306 with 11 home runs. He's driven in 31. This one off the end of the bat, rolled foul.
Yeah, going back to you talked about Chachin's command of his fastball. His cut fastball seemed to be working like his two-seam fastball, and vice versa with his two-seamer was cutting. A lot more movement the last couple of games with the fastball for him, unable to command, especially early in the game.
Last start was Tuesday in Texas as Cabrera goes down swinging, and Chachin has himself a 1-2-3 inning, including a couple of strikeouts. Went to the bottom of the first. Angels to face Justin Verlander with no score. We'll take a look at Mike Scioscia's lineup. Game number 51 for the Halos. Cole Calhoun jumping up to the leadoff spot with Yunel Escobar not playing today. So Cole will lead off and play right field. Trout is in center field. Albert Pujols at first base. C.J. Cron, the cleanup hitter at DH. He's been struggling of late. Johnny Givatella at second base. Rafael Ortega left with Pennington at short. Carlos Perez behind the plate. Gregorio Petit batting ninth and playing shortstop. They are taking on the 33-year-old Virginia native by the name of Justin Verlander.
And Verlander has been throwing the ball very well late. Fastballs 90, 95, slider, curve, change, all 4+ pitches for Verlander. My go-tos to be successful. You see those numbers for him so far. You have to score early against Verlander before he settles in. That fastball velocity picks up, and then you got to square up the fastball. You don't want to deal with his secondary pitches, especially when he's ahead of the count.
11th start of the season for Verlander, 4-4 and a 4.02 ERA. The first one is just off the plate. Call it .295 with 4 home runs, 24 runs batted in. Facing a guy that has been red hot over his last 4 starts. 37 strikeouts and a 1.19 ERA over that stretch. Missing away, and it's 2-0.
And the guy with not great career numbers against the Angels, 5-6 with a 3.68, though he has flirted with a couple of no-hitters against the Angels in Detroit, going deep in the game a couple times, including last year.
Yeah, August 26th, took a no-hitter into the 9th inning. Chris Sinet, as the leadoff man, pulled a double down the left field line. Cole skies one on the third base side. This one headed toward the seats. So it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Mention those numbers for Verlander at 5-6 record, 3.68 ERA, 14 starts. But here in this ballpark, he's made 6 starts in his career. The record is what it is, 2-3, but the ERA at 6.19. But when you're blessed with his ability, on any given start, you can pretty much throw those numbers out.
One thing I've always been a fan of with Verlander, he's a guy that wants that baseball in that 7th, 8th, and 9th inning. Very difficult for a manager to wrestle that baseball out of his hand.
Behind here, 3 balls and a strike. Sporting the high top shoes, too.
Makes you look quicker, doesn't it?
I guess. Or you jump.
I used to always say that to Billy Buckner, too. And he goes, no, when you see my ankles, you can see why I have the high tops on.
He's one guy that actually needed to wear them.
Yes, exactly.
Was that towards the end of your career, that fad that came in?
Oh,
guys
yeah.
Wearing the high tops?
Yeah. I thought about it. I do have a pair still at home, but I never wore them.
Never wore them?
No. I had enough negative stuff thrown at me during the course of a game with my uniform. I didn't want to have to put the high tops, too.
3-2. Cole lifts one out towards shallow right center field. Cameron Maybin coming in. 1 down. Let's check out the Tigers defensively tonight. Upton, Maybin, Martinez in the outfield from left to right. Castellanos, Romine, Kinsler, and Cabrera from third to first. And McCann behind the plate.
Ian Kinsler's been solid defensively so far. He's just 3 errors made, 987 fielding percentage. Career high was back in 2014, 988. He's a guy that turns a double play very well also. Always has played towards that second base bag before we've seen the shifts put on. A team like the Tigers, they don't do a whole lot of that as far as moving infielders, 3 of them on one side of the field or the other.
Trout will look at a strike. Trout hitting .317 with 11 home runs, 37 runs batted in. 2 for 4 in yesterday's game. Pardon me. 1 for 4. RBI single and 3 walks. Scored a run.
Whereas a lot of those guys in the stat world want to say a walk now should be a hit. In that stat world. This thing
should be a hit.
Yeah. Same thing being on base. A few of our friends on different networks are saying that. So
like it should actually be called a hit?
Yeah, because it's the same thing because you're on base.
Right.
Just like a hit.
You get credit for being on base as a walk. Here's the 1-2. Upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. A walk should be called a hit.
Yeah. Otherwise, I would have gave up a lot of hits then. Gave up enough of them normally.
Some people got to stop trying to reinvent the wheel.
And speaking of walks, Trout, second highest percentage in the American League as far as walk percentage and plate appearances for him this year, 14.5%.
Just imagine how many more hits he would have if those counted as hits.
Yes, indeed. I think it's all started because all the times Harper has been walked of late.
Fouled back, and it's 2-2.
Including that series against the Chicago Cubs when he got walked a bunch of times.
No comparison between those 2 players.
It'd be hard to compare anybody with Mike Trout. Hitting wise, the man down there at first base for the Tigers, Cabrera, yes.
Two. Got him with a high fastball. And with Verlander, you're going to see a lot of that. Here it is.
And what he does, he'll challenge hitters, even knowing that Trout can hit a fastball, and he's hit the high fastball very, very well this season. Challenge him upstairs, but his curveball starts in that plane, so you're going to see a lot of pitches. Either this fastball will stay there, or the curveball will start there and end up at the knees.
So 2 outs, nobody on, and it's Albert at the plate. Albert hitting .229 with 11 home runs and 35 runs batted in. 3-hit game yesterday, a couple of singles and a double. 3 for 6 overall. Just off the plate. Evens up the count at a ball and a strike. The Angels, of course, dropping the finale yesterday in 13 innings, 8-6. 12 hits for the Angels, 14 for the Astros, but the Angels stranded 14 base runners. Season high. Chopper over toward short. That's Andrew Romine. Verlander returns the favor as the Angels go down in order. We head to the second with no score. One, two, three first. Victor Martinez to lead things off here for the Tigers. Chacin threw 12 pitches, 9 for strikes. Picked up a couple of punch outs. Victor Martinez, now 37 years of age, hitting .351, 7 home runs, and 30 runs batted in. He's also chipped in with 11 doubles. A .351 batting average at the start of the day, good for first, tied for first in the American League. Xander Bogaerts said the Red Sox.
Yeah, over his last 7 games, hit .481.
Ahead of the count of 2 balls and no strikes. Martinez, a 5-time All-Star, has had to deal with the knee issues the last couple of seasons. Limited last year with just a .245 batting average. But not this year. That one's down and in. And it's 3 balls and no strikes.
He is a pure hitter. Uses the entire field. Hits all speed pitches, hits fastballs.
Three balls and a strike. Victor's hit .366 from the left side this year, .297 from the right.
Well, you look at those numbers, last 6 seasons where he's constantly up there. And when you think about it, he's got to hit the ball hard because he's been dealing with leg issues for a long time. So he's not getting many infield hits. It's all hit on the line.
He takes a called strike 3 for the first out here in the second. Nice job by Chacin. Fell behind at 3-0 to come back and get the out.
Yeah, Chacin, a very good curveball. A 3-2 curveball. Locked him. Got a lot of the plate. Victor Martinez knew it was a strike. See the difference in the rotation, this curveball as compared to last inning against Cabrera where he threw a slider. Tighter rotation. This time around, that big curveball.
Castellanos cuts through the first one. It's an 0-1 count. The third baseman hitting .326, 10 home runs and 32 RBIs. 6th in the American League with that batting average. 24 years of age. That one's in there. Doesn't like the call. And it's 0-2. And that, you can see where he'd have a little beef with that one. That one just below the knees. It's Tony Randazzo calling the balls and strikes. Brian Knight at first. Todd Titchener at second. Bill Miller, the crew chief, at third.
Well, if you get those calls at that lower part of the strike zone for Shashin, he should be very successful with that two-seamer.
Aren't you running out there at that point with your sinker?
And I would, you don't blame him throwing that sinker on the other side of the plate. Believe me, you knew which umpire would call the low strike, which umpire would call the higher strike.
This one's pulled towards short, and Bill Miller finally called it. The third base umpire wasn't sure if he short hopped it or not, but nobody made a call. 2 outs.
Line drive, you can see he catches that just before it hits the dirt. Cliff Pennington, nice play. Hit well by Castellanos, who's very good on the road this season. .333 batting average on the road.
It's all a good sign today. Speaking of Cliff Pennington, Andrelton Simmons was out at the shortstop position after early hitting today, taking some ground balls.
When he was in the dugout today talking to Kirk Gibson, and Cliff Pennington, who played for him in Arizona, threw his glove at him, and Gibby just looked on the ground and started moving that glove a little bit further away. Says, hey, I might be a little bit slower in this point, but I could still mix it up with you. And then Cliff just started laughing his head off there.
2 balls and a strike on Upton. Left fielder, now 28 years of age. Slow start with the Tigers, .219 average, couple of home runs, 11 doubles, 10 runs batted in as he chops this one foul. Of course, last year with San Diego. Did .251 last year with the Padres in 150 games. 26 home runs. #1 overall pick back in '05.
That fastball had some serious movement. That's that fastball we talked about in the first inning where he couldn't control necessarily be able to get it close to the strike zone.
And that started on Tuesday against Texas. 3 runs. His 6 innings of work. (3-2). Down goes Upton. That's the 4th strikeout for Chacin. 6 up, 6 down. We'll head to the bottom of the second, scoreless. In honor of Memorial Day weekend, Fox Sports Supports is proud to team up with emerging vets and players dedicated to ensuring our nation's warriors can be as productive off the field as they were on it by joining combat veterans with former athletes to form a common bond over dedication and teamwork. Visit foxsportssupports.com to learn more. Cron, Giavatello, and Ortega. The second inning. It's Justin Verlander at a 1-2-3 first with one punch out. First pitch fastball in for a strike. CJ's batting average at 237 now. 3 home runs, 18 runs batted in. That slider, which has been much better for Verlander. He likes to call it a slider. It looks more like a cutter, but it's been nice and tight. 1-1 pitch, fastball, missed it. 2-1.
Yeah, I talked about that in the beginning. He has 4+ pitches. That slider is very nasty. He loves his curveball. He'll throw it a little bit more than his slider. Changeup good also. He'll run the 2-seam and 4-seam fastball.
Chrome lifts one down the line, slicing out of play.
That one right there is a 4-seam fastball, straighter, truer pitch. The 2-seam fastball will sink. He doesn't get a ton of ground balls. The lowest percentage of ground balls in baseball this year, 36.7% as far as ground balls. He is a strikeout machine. The AL in strikeouts 3 times throughout his career.
Missed inside, full count. CJ 7 for 48, his last 48. He had a season high batting average 279 back on May 13th. 3-2 now. Lifts this one out toward right. One away.
All with that swing where he hit the double to center field yesterday, but get a block back in. Still opening up that front hip, that outer part of the plate. Times has been open for the pitcher against him.
There's Johnny Giavatello. 287 average with a couple of home runs and 15 runs batted in. 1 for 6 yesterday. 3 tough at-bats to finish off his game with 3 strikeouts. One ball, one strike. Verlander 95 on that last fastball.
Giavatello 4 for 10 in his career against Verlander. It's a 400 batting average. One thing about Verlander, especially in his Cy Young year and years prior to that, early on, started out 90, 92, 94 with his fastball. By that 7th, 8th, and 9th inning, 96 to 99 with his fastball.
This one lined to second. 2 outs. Ball struck by Giavatello, right to Kinsler. Cy Young MVP season of 2011 for Verlander. Rookie of the Year in 2006. 6 times been on the All-Star team. Limited last year to just 20 starts. Right triceps tendonitis. Kept him out a considerable amount of time. April 8th till June 3rd. Ortega behind in the count at 0-1. 253. 3 doubles, a home run, and 9 RBIs.
He got off to a slow start this year, Verlander, but he kept telling everybody in Detroit, the media members, that don't worry about it. You're going to see me back to my Cy Young form before long, and he certainly has done that in his last 4 starts. 2-1 with a 1.19 ERA. First 6, ERA almost at 6.5.
Ortega goes down swinging. 6 up, 6 down for both starters. We'll head to the third. Scoreless. Memorial Day. Both starting pitchers have been solid. 6 up, 6 down on both sides. So it's Maben, McCann, and Romine for the Tigers into third against Chacin, who has 4 strikeouts already. 3 swinging, 1 looking. Cameron Maben, 20 for 43. Pretty good start. Double home run and 7 runs batted in. Center fielder takes strike 1.
I really like the spark and the energy he has brought the club.
Started the season on the 15-day disabled list. A left wrist fracture.
I remember watching a game in spring training, got hit with a pitch.
Yep. Picked up in a deal from Atlanta back in November. Originally in the Tiger system. He was a first-round pick of the Tigers back in 2005. He's now 30 years of age, and he was part of that package, a big trade between the Tigers and the Marlins that brought Miguel Cabrera over to Detroit. Tough play for Petit, has a strong arm, gets Maben, the speedy center fielder, for the first down.
And we talked about how well Petit has played the shortstop position, showing good range coming in on that baseball, but that strong throwing arm, he needed it all to be able to get Maben at first base. That's the AT&T high-speed replay, all about that firm throwing arm for Petit to get Maben running down the line, thinking he's got a real good chance to get an infield hit. Instead, he's an out at first.
Case McCann, the catcher, looks at a strike. 25-year-old. Playing in his 23rd game. 162 average with a home run and 9 runs batted in. Breaks his bat, fouls one into the seats. It's 0-2. So far here in the early going, Chacin's got it working, especially with the off-speed stuff.
You know, when you're able to throw a 2-seam fastball with movement, that makes your changeup better, and your curveball and slider the same thing. He's also been able to throw his cut fastball enough for a little different view for a hitter. Can't track everything lower part of the strike zone. Change that eye level with a fastball upstairs.
Just off the plate. 1-2. Jared Saltalamacchia the other Tigers catcher, getting the night off. McCann goes down swinging for round number 2. Make that 5 strikeouts now for Chacin. We'll bring up Andrew Romine. Every game matters. Host a business function or celebrate a special occasion in your own private suite here at the Big A. Suite Rentals offer all-inclusive food and beverage packages. All you have to do is go to angels.com/suites for more information. Andrew Romine, 30 years of age now. 2 for 21 this year. Has 1 triple, a couple of runs batted in. As he lifts this one on the third base side. Pennington cutting over, calls off Petit. Chacin with a quick 1, 2, 3, third. We will head to the bottom of the inning, scoreless. The third inning. Take a look at the hot upcoming schedule for the Angels. 2 more against the Tigers here at the Big A. Tomorrow it's a 7:05 start, normal start time, and then on Wednesday, on getaway day, it's a 4:05 start. Santiago tomorrow, Shoemaker on Wednesday.
Shoemaker, local boy from the Detroit area. Remember that game he had last year in Detroit was outstanding for Shoe against the Tigers.
I believe that was the start against Justin Verlander. Pennington, Perez, and Petit. It's the 3 Ps at the bottom of the order.
I see how you're going.
235 average, a couple of doubles, a triple, a home run, and 5 runs batted in for Cliff. A couple of hits yesterday. We'll take that pitch inside. Chacin and Verlander blocked horns here in the first couple of innings.
By the way, it's pretty cool when Shoemaker got a chance to talk and meet Kirk Gibson today in the dugout. It was pretty cool. Smile on his face.
A couple of Michigan natives. Pennington cuts through the fastball, 1 and 2. Kirk doing the games. Handful of games for the Tigers. On the TV side. Working with Mario and Pemba on this trip.
2 really good guys.
Cliff goes down looking, 1 away. 3rd strikeout for Verlander.
Cliff shaking his head. He thought that pitch was a little bit inside, and if you look at our box tracks, a little bit off the inside corner, but aimed it on a 2-seam fastball from Verlander with a call 3rd strike. 3rd strikeout of the game from Verlander, so both pitchers locked in early on.
McCann and Verlander having a quick conversation here as Carlos Perez comes up. Carlos hitting .204. 5 doubles, 2 home runs, 13 runs batted in. Had 1 plate appearance in yesterday's game. He came on defensively in the 11th inning. Ended up popping out, so 0 for 1. Cued foul.
Yeah, Verlander, a real good balance over the pitching rubber. That slight hesitation as he gets that balance, pitching rubber, and then works downhill, throws more of a like 3/4 delivery, an arm angle. Always been strong lower part of his body, the drive towards the plate.
Slow breaking ball gets Carlos 2 outs. 3rd consecutive strikeout, 4th overall.
Another good, real good curveball. And it's the speed of the pitch too. That curveball 79 miles an hour. You can deal with 94, 95 with a fastball.
Gregorio Petit, starting 3rd baseman tonight. Nell Escobar coming out of the game yesterday early when Marisnick hit the 1 hopper off his left thumb wrist area. All right, shouldn't be anything serious, but getting a night off. Petit has never faced Justin Verlander. You know who has? Tim Lincecum, 0 for 2.
It's good information you got there.
2-0. 3 balls and no strikes. Top of the order, Cole Calhoun on deck.
Won't be surprised to see Tim Lincecum up here before too long.
Slated for the Cleveland series when the Angels return home from this upcoming road trip through Pittsburgh and New York. 3-0. That's a strike, 3-1.
Be fun to watch him and Trevor Bauer get locked up. Both throw very similar.
Three one on the way. Full count.
That's when you know you feel comfortable with your fastball still, even though all these innings and pitches that Verlander has thrown a fastball count. Go upstairs with a 93-mile-an-hour fastball.
Here's the payoff. Petit lifts one out toward right center. Maben moving to his left calls off Martinez. And both starting pitchers have faced 9 batters. Both starting pitchers have retired all night. Now it's 2nd time through the order. No score. United States for the 100th anniversary of the Copa America. It all starts as USA takes on Colombia Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific on FS1. You can watch the entire tournament live here on Fox Sports Go. Download the app. Kinsler, Martinez, and Cabrera here in the fourth inning. That's 1, 2, and 3. Kinsler rolls one over to third. First pitch swinging. Petit has it. One down. Chacin with 5 strikeouts. Verlander with 4, so 9 combined strikeouts through 3 innings. Season high for Chacin, 8.
Both pitchers throwing a lot of strikes, working quickly, working down in the strike zone, using all their pitches. Hitters off balance early on.
It's only the 3rd start Chacin has ever had here at the Big A. His first June 27, 2010 as a member of the Rockies. He had a career high 12 strikeouts against the Angels. And it's no balls, 2 strikes on J.D. Martinez, who hit a fly ball to right field in his first at bat. Well, I thought that grazed the jersey.
That was real close.
Yeah. Think a breaking ball here.
Yeah, he has him set up for it. Usually when you do that, although a lot of times you can lock up a hitter if you go back-to-back fastballs in. And that's looked like he was trying to do a fastball in.
One, 2. There's that breaking ball. 2 down.
With Cabrera coming to the plate now. Already with 2 outs here in the 4th inning for Chacin against Cabrera. Now we're in the driver's seat, brought to you by Kia. Speaking of Cabrera and Mike Trout in this ball game. Finishing 1-2 as far as the league MVP race, 2 straight seasons. The others to do so. Maris and Mantle back in 661. Bonds and Pujols 2002 and 3. And Cabrera and Trout back in 2012 and 13. Flip-flopping as far as winning it and coming in second. 2 of the most dynamic hitters in the game right here in Cabrera and Trout.
Cabrera asking for time, trying to slow down Jhoulys Chacin. One ball with strike. Cabrera struck you out in the first.
Yeah, you can see that with Chacin is so locked in. He doesn't want to waste any time as a hitter. You're trying to throw off his timing. Get him out of his rhythm.
Two balls and a strike. Two, 1 pitch. He gets a bite to that breaking ball, doesn't he?
Staying compact in his delivery. Stays on top of that slider. Tight rotation. Down and away action on it. Fastball in. Moved him off. Move him back a little bit. Flips it right back to the pitcher.
Payoff pitch. Off speed. Line to right. Cole is there. How about that? 12 up, 12 down for Chacin. Verlander has seen 9. He's retired all night. We've got a ball game here in the 4th. This telecast of Angels baseball on Fox Sports West is brought to you by Subaru, making the world a better place. That's why they created Subaru Loves to Care. Subaru's commitment to a healthier community. By El Pollo Loco, 5 meals under 500 calories. Try them at El Pollo Loco. And by Infinity. Visit your local Southern California Infinity retailer for a test drive today. Halos have the top of their order coming up here to start the bottom of the fourth. Both starting pitchers have been just electric today, especially with the strikeout. Nobody's been on base for either side. Cole Calhoun to lead things off. 6 strikeouts for Chacin. Cole foul tips the first one.
Yeah, a little slightly different the way they go after the hitters. Verlander, higher part of the strike zone. Chacin, lower part of the strike zone.
Just missed in. Colo for 1, a fly ball to center field to first. That's that slider. That is nasty down and in. 1 and 2.
Yeah, you're tracking, especially because what he does so well, he throws his fastball inside first, and then you throw that slider back in, that hard slider.
Cole needed to walk it off.
Greg Maddux was so good. He would throw his little cut fastball, 4-seam fastball in. Then he would back it up with that 2-seamer at the hip of a left-handed batter, and then bring it in the inside corner. So very similar to what you're seeing there, a fastball in, followed by the slider, a little different action going in. Rick Smith out to talk. Cole.
Cole looks like he's stretching out the back leg. Ooh, right near the knee area.
Kneecap area, the back leg.
That tells you, I mean, that looks like a fastball. We're talking about that short, a lot of people calling it a cut fastball because it's a quick darting action.
That's what they always used to call a true slider back in the day, like a J.R. Richard type slider.
Right. The old razor blade slider. Cole fouls it back. It's like, I still think, I know Garrett Richards throws the one finger off the pitch for the curveball, but I still think his slider to me is more curveball like than a true slider.
That would be a combination. It's a slurve. You hear that terminology a lot, where it's almost a combination of the two pitches. But a true slider doesn't have much of a break at all. This at the very end, you're seeing that from Verlander. Because you're reading as a hitter fastball, because it's firm like a fastball, and then that late break on the end. It's only going to be about 3-4 inches on the break as compared to a 12-6 break on a curveball.
Two pitch, and that is driven out toward right center field. Maben moving back at the warning track at the wall, and he'll make the catch. It stays in the yard. 1 down, a loud first out here to start the fourth.
Well, off the bat, thought they had a real good chance of getting out in center field. But Maben tracking that one down. There's a high fastball out over the plate. And this play right here is worthy of a Carl's Cam replay. Cameron Maben back to the wall, leaps up, gets it just in front of the wall, using those 2 hands to keep it in the glove as he makes contact with the wall. And Verlander liking the play. Again, keeping both hands at that glove in baseball to keep it in as you're making contact with the wall.
Trout looks at a strike. Love the 2-hand grab.
A lot of times when you bang in the wall like that, because you only have the the glove hand baseball in there, and it's going to be jarred out. Both these pitchers wasting absolutely no time. It's what you should do on the pitching mound. Your defenders will make plays like that behind you. And you're seeing hitters trying to slow down the pitchers, get them out of the rhythm, stepping out.
Two balls and one strike. Evens up the count at 2-2. Kick save by Ron Renick. He shoots it over the row line.
Last at bat for Trout against Verlander. Verlander went high fastball. A little smile from Ron Renick. Trout has been very good on high pitches this season. .455 batting average, which is second best. And he tried going upstairs again.
That's borderline too. It barely missed the strike zone. Full count.
You talk about, look, you can see the hot zone for Trout this season. That's a pitch where he had troubles in the past. 400, 500, 444, upper part of the strike zone. And Verlander is going upstairs and challenging those hot numbers from Trout.
Pujols on deck. Here's a 3-2. Got in enough to jam him. Kinsley underneath it. 2 down.
Now here's today's Cold Hard Facts, which are brought to you by Clean Crisp. Coors Light, Albert Pujols. A lot of success hitting the big fly against Cy Young Award winners, 11 different Cy Young Award winners. But he has not homered yet against Justin Verlander, 2011 Cy Young Award winner. Looking for the dozen.
Breaking ball for a strike. Albert grounded out to short to end the first inning. 23 consecutive batters retired to start this game combined. Here's the 0-1.
This is definitely a different Justin Verlander tonight than what I saw earlier in the season, especially with command and life on his fastball. We always know his secondary pitches are always solid, but his fastball command early on was not there. It is here tonight.
Breaking pitch, bounce foul. It's 1-2. Told the record for most consecutive batters to be retired to start a game is 30. July 28, 1991, Dodger Stadium. El Presidente. Dennis Martinez against Mike Morgan.
The man with many different uniforms.
Have ball, will travel.
Yes.
Albert goes down swinging. And there's perfection through 4 on both sides of the ledger. We head to the 5th scoreless. Matchup we have tonight. Jhoulys Chacín against Justin Verlander. Nobody has reached base on either side, and I know you'd want to talk about both guys, but let's focus in on Jhoulys Chacín because he has been stellar through his
two-seam fastball. This one you have here, the four-seam, his slider grip, his curveball has been very good, his changeup very good. Everything down in the strike zone. Verlander up in the strike zone, Chacín down in the strike zone. Both excellent stuff. And here's a good example of exactly how much movement on the slider. You see the tight rotation, where that baseball starts at and then where it ends against a very good, dangerous hitter. And see the reaction from Miguel Cabrera on that pitch.
First pitch a strike on Victor Martinez. He'll be followed by Nick Castellanos and then Justin Upton. 6 strikeouts for Chacín, 5 for Justin Verlander.
Good changeup. So far, sequence, just like we just showed, curveball, changeup.
Oh, 2. Lifted out toward left. Ortega backing up on it. 1 down.
We showed the pitch he threw to Miguel Cabrera, but now this pitch right here to Victor Martinez. You can see on our Fox vision the break of that pitch, where it starts and then where it ends. Talk about above the letters and then ends at the knees on the corner. The rotation of the curveball and the dominance of that location so far for Chacín. 4 1/3 perfect pitches so far.
And it's that pitch that really sets up the odd swings on the fastball. The disappearing fastball, at least so far, for Jhoulys. Castellanos lined down in the seconds. He cuts through this one. It's 1 ball, 1 strike.
This is basically both pitchers today are pitching. Their stuff is good, but they're also able to pitch backwards. Throw breaking pitches, all speed pitches, and fastball counts. All speed counts, throw the fastball by them.
One ball, 2 strikes. One, 2. That's a called strike. 3. Castellanos knew it. 2 down.
As many good breaking balls as we've shown in changeup, that for me was a perfect pitch for Chacín. Throws a fastball inside, knowing that pitch could drift out. But that movement and framed perfectly by Carlos Perez hit his spot at 92. See the rotation, the pronation of the wrist to create that sink action on a 2-seam fastball. Excellent delivery.
Yeah, 2 starting pitchers tonight that have just exploited all 4 quadrants of the strike zone. Breaking ball for a strike. Upton struck out to end the second.
And able to throw all speed pitches on first pitch. A lot of times when the pitchers are dealing as a hitter, you're thinking, I'm not even going to fall behind. I'm jumping on the first pitch fastball. Well, you're not getting it.
Little dribbler toward third. Petit comes charging in, has it, throws to first. Got him. Another 1-2-3 inning. Chacín looks over to Verlander. Your turn, mate. Fifth inning, all zeros on both sides. Not one man has reached against either starting pitcher. It's the play that Petit made to finish off the fifth inning.
You can see how deep he was playing in his third base position and still didn't get quite the grip on it right away, but that firm throwing arm he has over the top gets the out at first.
Crone, Giavatello, and Ortega for the Angels. CJ hit a fly ball to right field leading off the second. 27 now consecutive batters retired to start a game, 3 shy of the Major League Baseball record. Here's the 1-0. Missed in. Crone batting in that cleanup spot with Escobar out of the lineup. Everyone else jumping up one. Calhoun leading things off. 2-1.
Just watching where Verlander starts his delivery, the more traditional third base side of the pitching rubber. The only difference between the two pitchers so far is almost just the landing area.
It'll flare down the right field line. This has got a chance to get down, and that is foul. But the way CJ has been struggling offensively, you'll take something like that to try to get you going again.
Exactly. And now would not be surprised if Verlander doesn't throw him a breaking ball down and away. Boy, the difference in their fastballs. Verlander's fastball explodes the upper part of the strike zone. Shashin's fastball exploding lower part of the strike zone.
Two now. Breaking ball, little flare. That's going to get down for a base hit. So Crone is on board. He is the first base runner of the ball game. And it comes on a single to lead off the fifth inning against Verlander.
Yeah, this breaking ball, thought he might go breaking ball, backed up on Verlander. The curveball got underneath it with his wrist, and it stays upstairs, hangs it. CJ Crone flares it into the outfield. Giovanni Soto there on the screen. He's getting close, he said. Getting very close to coming back.
There's Johnny Giavatello lined down to Kinsler in the second inning. Crone takes off. The hit and run is on, and Johnny fouls it off.
I think that's a wise decision. Mike Soto should have put that on. Granted, it's not that easy to do so against Verlander because a lot of his pitchers are upper part of the strike zone, more difficult to hit the ball on the ground. Talked about ground ball percentages against Verlander. Doesn't get a lot of ground ball action, but you have to try to force the issue against him, especially when he's locked in like he is today.
Hit and run again. Johnny fouls it off again. Nice play upstairs. 0-2 count now. Oh, 2 pitch. Johnny grounds one towards second. Kinsler has it, feeds Romine for one. The relay back and not in time.
Pretty close to be able to turn that double play. It was well turned. Giavatella too quick going down the line. Kinsler with a perfect feed to Romine, but still unable to get Giavatella, who runs well down the line.
So one out, Giavatella at first base. Rafael Ortega at the plate. 0 for 1 as he struck out in the second. His numbers over the last 10 games. Verlander checking in on Johnny. Castellanos playing in over at third base. Giavatella's two stolen bases, has been caught twice.
Verlander has a quick move, as you can see right there. 25 career pickoffs for Verlander, 1 this season.
This time of the night, there's a couple of ribbons of sunshine cutting across the infield. One near the bag at first base, the other at second base. So Cabrera has to deal with that, at least for the time being. Lifted out towards shallow center. Romine going out. Maben coming in. And the center fielder will make the catch for out number 2. Giavatella back to first. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Los Angeles Angels and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. Two outs with a man at first, and here's Cliff Pennington. Struck out looking in his first at bat. That was leading off the third. Pennington still looking for his first hit in his career against Justin Verlander, now 0 for 14. How many guys have good numbers against him? You mentioned Johnny's 4 for 10 at the start of the day. Albert, decent numbers against him. 6 for 15. Soto and Trout, the only guys that have homered against Verlander, each with 1.
Pennington was just 1 for 21 against Pfister. Got a base hit yesterday, so he's due against Verlander.
Bounce foul. Activated off the DL on Saturday. Angels made some moves today. Houston Street activated. He's available tonight. Mike Bourne ended up taking the loss yesterday afternoon, was sent down to AAA. Deolis Guerra, who pitched in yesterday's game, designated for assignment. Remember, he was a Rule 5 pick. Chris Jones, left-handed pitcher, called up. He's in the bullpen. 2 balls and a strike.
One thing Verlander has done well against Pennington in his career, because Cliff will chase a high fastball, and that's what Verlander will try to throw his fastball upstairs. Pennington, as you see in this at bat, is trying to bring him down in lower part of the strike zone and have a better chance to square up the baseball.
2-2 now. Upstairs, full count. Means Giavitello will be off with the pitch.
Very important to be able to be moving here with the outfield arms of the Tigers. Just to combine 2 outfield assists. If you hit one in the alley here, you can keep going if you're Giavitello.
Johnny takes off. Pennington fouls it off. Giavitello head back over to first base. Leadoff single by Chrome. He was erased in second on the fielder's choice by Giavitello, and then Ortega fly ball to center. Pennington hooks one down the right field line, but it's going foul. Ground ball and glove by Verlander. He'll flip it over to Cabrera, and the Angels are done here in the 5th. We'll head to the 6th inning. Jhoulys Chacín back out of the mound. No score.
Nice tools of the trade brought to you by Ram Trucks. Jhoulys Chacín has been nasty. Tight slider. Good movement on his fastball. His changeup, the curveball, but have been good, but that slider has been unhittable so far in this game.
He's dealt a perfect hand on the Tigers so far, and he'll face Maben, McCann, and Romine here the 6th inning. 7, 8, 9, 7 strikeouts, no walks. There's not a lot of hit. The first one's in for a strike. Maben grounded out in the 3rd inning. He's 0 for 1. It's the 60th pitch thrown by Chacín.
See that first pitch, cut fastball. Second pitch, 2-seam fastball. That one just a little bit off the inside corner.
And tight. 2 balls, 1 strike, and again, tempo's been pretty good for him. Not wasting any time out there. Late on the fastball, it's 2-2.
When you got this type of stuff working tonight, you're going to be a lot more aggressive.
Perez set up outside and Maven fouls this one back. This location got away with it.
Still, it's the movement on the fastball.
Two. Ground ball, sounded like it broke his bat. Pennington comes charging in, off balance throw, one away.
Again, you're talking movement on a fastball. That was supposed to be thrown on the outside corner, but it ran middle part, but down enough where he breaks the bat. And a nice play by Cliff Pennington. See that movement he has. Instead of hitting that bat right on the barrel, it's the lower part of the bat, breaks the bat. And another fine play by an infielder, this one by Pennington.
What started off as an aggressive swing finished off defensively because of that movement. There's James McCann, the catcher, strikeout victim. 7 on the evening so far for Chacin. First pitch in for a strike. Breaking ball lifted out to shallow right. Here comes Cole. 2 down.
So far, Chacin has faced 17 batters, 13 first pitch strikes.
Shortstop, number 17, Andrew Roma.
17 up, 17 down. You see the first pitch strikes for Chacin. Gooby just mentioned as Romine steps up. Andrew 0 for 1. He popped out to Pennington in the 3rd. Fouls this one back. Got a fastball there. No balls and a strike. No 1 pitch. Missed down low. In tight. 2-1. Just missed upstairs. Top of the order, Ian Kinsler on deck.
2-1 changeup.
Full count.
See the reason why you're late as a hitter on that? Because the pitch before was a changeup.
Fourth full count for Chacin. Here's the payoff. This is grounded toward the hole. Pennington can't get it. It sneaks through for a base hit. And the Tigers have their first base runner of the ball game, and it comes with 2 outs here in the 6th.
Very impressive run, though, for Chacin. Just elevated that fastball. Credit Romine for just staying back and just punching that ball through the hole.
So Julius will work from the stretch for the first time, and he'll face Kinsler with 2 outs and a man on. Ian 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out.
I think you got to be careful for Chacin right now. His first time in that stretch position. He threw a number of those warming up in the bullpen before the game, but such a role he was on has not been in this position where he's pitching from the stretch.
Breaking ball. Called strike, and it's 0-2. Kinsler lifts one out to shallow center field. That's off the end of the bat. Trout coming in. He's not going to get there. It'll fall in. Romine ends up at third base. A seeing eye singled, as far as the flare is concerned, right between Pennington and Trout. We'll bring up J.D. Martinez with 2 on and 2 outs.
And the location of that pitch was very solid. Just off the end of the bat. Romine never slowed down. Now first and third. First base runner to get into scoring position in this game.
J.D. Martinez, the right fielder, 0 for 2, a fly ball to right and a strikeout. Kinsler with 6 stolen bases has been caught twice. Fastball in there for a strike. Good breaking ball.
Or fastball in, tight slider off the outside corner. It's one of those times now, 0-2 count, another 0-2 count. I think that's 7 times for Chacin. I think I try that slider again and trust Carlos Perez to keep that baseball in front of him in case he bounces it.
0-2 downstairs. Guy you want to get, obviously, with Miguel Cabrera waiting on deck. Two balls, 2 strikes.
And when you think about pitches of the night, both pitchers that's been dominant so far, this is the pitch. You have options. You can go back to a breaking ball. You know who's on deck. It's the guy you want to get. So this, for me, is the pitch right here on a 2-2 count.
2-2 now. Swing and a miss. Down goes Martinez, and we will head to the bottom of the 6th inning with 8-9-1 coming up and a scoreless tie.
In the 6th, now it's time for the T-Mobile greater coverage of baseball. Some solid games in the major leagues tonight. Texas beats Cleveland 9-2. The Mets beat the White Sox, who have been struggling. Boston 7-2 winners over Baltimore, but David Ortiz, Big Papi, going yard today. Take a look at our game break. Oh, breaking ball didn't get quite down and away, and Poppy goes yard. His 14th home run of the season, 517th of his career, and third straight game with a home run for David Ortiz.
Jhoulys Chacin has thrown the ball very well through his 6 innings, making his 4th start with the Angels. Trust me, he's in there somewhere.
Yeah, very impressive, his poise. After giving up the base hit where the perfect game is gone, and then a little flare in the outfield, came back with a big punch out. J.D. Martinez to finish off the inning. That's poise, especially knowing who was on deck also, Miguel Cabrera.
Eighth strikeout, by the way, for Chacin to end the 6th inning. Carlos struck out on his first at bat against Verlander. Has a 1-1 count. Line towards center. Maben is there. 1 out. On this Memorial Day, USAA honors our fallen soldiers. Gregorio Petit hit a fly ball to center field in the 3rd, so he's 0 for 1. Takes a breaking ball for a strike.
8 fly ball outs in the game for Verlander. Go along with 5 strikeouts.
Fastball fouled off.
In this game, at this point, both pitchers putting on a clinic as far as both sides of the plate, changing speeds exceptionally well. Great pace on the mound. Defenders making good plays behind them.
Time called. Mentioned the 8 strikeouts for Chacin. Verlander has 5. Verlander's allowed 1 hit. Chacin has allowed 2. Gregorio goes down swinging. McCann will have to throw down the first to complete the strikeout. 2 down.
In the last 2 games, Chacin has been on the mound. He's got 0 run support. Game in Texas, so far here tonight against the Tigers.
In Texas, he was locked up with the left-hander Martin Perez. Allowed no runs in his 6 innings. Tonight he's locked up against Justin Verlander.
Been solid, 327 last 28 games for Cole Calhoun. With a good shot to center field in this game, but Maben ran it down at the wall in center.
Breaking ball is in for a strike. Cole 0 for 2. Pulled foul. No balls, 2 strikes. Looking ahead to the 7th inning for the Tigers. They've got 3, 4, 5 coming up. Cabrera, Martinez, and Castellanos. Texas, Seattle, and Houston have all won today. Mentioned yesterday with the loss that the Astros were just a half game behind the Angels after the affair. A loss tonight by the Angels, and the Angels would be behind the Houston Astros by half a game.
That's a great picture right there to see.
After the conversation, the 0-2 is fouled off. A fastball away. And still living at 92-93 when he needs 95-96. Just goes back and gets it.
Yeah. And it's the late movement, upper part of the strike zone, that makes him so impressive.
Little number on the right side. Verlander cuts it off. And the Halos go down in order. 6 complete. Still no score. This telecast of Angels baseball on Fox Sports West is brought to you by Energy Upgrade California. It's easy to stay golden at EnergyUpgradeCA.org. By your Southern California Toyota dealers. And by USAA. For those who gave everything that we may breathe free, we honor you. Top of the 7th on this Memorial Day. Game 1 of a 3-game set against the Tigers. No score. Terrific pitching matchup between Chacin and Verlander. Both guys perfect through 4. Chacin was perfect through 5. Still no scores. This one's flared out to right field. Cole coming on, and he'll let that fall in there for a hit. Almost looked like he wanted to dive for it, but decided at the last second to let it fall in. 3rd hit allowed by Chacin, the leadoff man on board for the first time for Detroit. Is that one of those fly balls that maybe gets lost in the lights?
Yeah, and I think you're caught in between diving, and you have to go face first on the dive, wondering if that ball would go by you. Instead, just keep it in front and fielding it, hoping they get a ground ball double play with Martinez at the plate.
Martinez 0 for 2. Well, if there's ever a ball you're going to dive for, it would be probably with Cabrera running or Martinez running.
That way the ball, you keep it in front. If it gets away just a little bit, they're going to be content being there at first base.
Unless Trout just randomly decided to dive himself in center and nobody retrieved the baseball, then they could score. Good pitch down and in.
That's that good cut fastball.
what you've seen. When you look at this Tiger Club, they've only rolled into 33 double plays so far this year as compared to 50 for the Angels.
Yeah, good offensive numbers. 3rd in the league in average, 6th in home runs, 5th in runs scored, 3rd in slugging, 4th in on base percentage. Time is called. A balk is being called now. Home plate umpire Tony Randazzo making the call.
Socha wants an explanation behind that. What you seen is saying he's breathing. Taking a deep breath there. See right here, see if there's any movement at all.
That little hitch.
Yeah, that little bit of a movement in the shoulder area and body. And once your foot is on the rubber, you can't have that movement. Even if it's something you do every single time, you take a deep breath and then get into the stretch position, they will not call that. It was something different. And by the book, that is a balk.
To a man at second now, nobody out, in a 1-1 count here on Victor Martinez. Two on. Good rip at a fastball.
Right down the heart of the plate. And Cena is showing some great poise in this game. Difficult one when a balk is called against you, when you feel you didn't do anything wrong, although there was some movement. What you're seeing there, and that forced the umpires to make that call. Cabrera moving around a lot at second base. Here's Yashin, you just let him mess around, distract Victor Martinez. A lot of times hitters don't want the base runner at second to move around a lot. You can distract the hitter.
Popped up. Left side. Pennington in the shift has to cut over. One down. Cabrera remains at second.
Third baseman, number 9, Nick Castellanos.
So here's Nick Castellanos, the third baseman, who's 0 for 2. He's lined down, struck out looking. Outfield straight around with Castellanos at the plate. First round pick back in 2010. $15 home runs last year with 73 runs batted in. Having a really good start to the season this year. Two balls and no strikes.
We'll go ahead and walk him now.
Upton on deck. First walk of the ball game. This goes an intentional walk.
Left fielder, number 8, Justin Upton.
First and second.
And Upton has rolled into 5 double plays this season.
Oh for 2. Struck out in the second inning, grounded out in the 5th. That slow roller to Petit. Breaking ball, and that just missed.
That's a pretty good spot. Seen him getting a little frustrated now. He's trying to stay composed. Realize that sinking fastball away, though. Inner half of the plate, very dangerous against Upton.
Toward the right side. It's going to be tough to turn 2. The play goes to first. 2 outs. Cabrera over to third. Castellanos to second.
Had a lot of spin on that baseball also. It's a good decision at that point if you're Giavatelis to make that play at first base. The thought process is second baseman always get that force out at second to keep the force out in tune at second if there was a ground ball here by Maben.
Charles Nagy out to the mound. Hey folks, every game matters. The 8-game flex plan offers a variety of game options from some of the best seats in the house. Whether it's a marquee matchup or an exciting giveaway item, the flex plan allows fans to get close to the action. Call 888-796-HALO to get your tickets. 2 outs, 2 on. Cameron Maben twice is grounded out. He's 0 for 2. Ground ball back up the middle, hits the mound though. Giavatelli has it, and nothing across for the Tigers. Stretch time here at the Big A. We remain scoreless. Trout, Pujols, Crone coming up for the Angels to face Justin Verlander, trying to figure out the big right-hander. As on this Memorial Day, we will keep it right here at Angel Stadium. We're going to honor America with a singing of God Bless America.
Kindly remove your caps. On this Memorial Day, prior to singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game, please join Tim Kepler in singing God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Inning, Mike Trout to lead things off here against Justin Verlander. He'll be followed by Albert Pujols and C.J. Cron. We take a look at the in-game box score. Not a whole lot to look at except for goose eggs. One hit, the bloop single off the bat of C.J. Cron.
And Verlander has been locked in, just like Chacin has been locked in himself.
Take a look at the last two starts against the Angels. Have been very good for Justin Verlander.
Verlander, first time through the lineups this season, 241. Second time, 156. But the third time through, 286 with 4 home runs allowed.
Trout is 0 for 2. Struck out of the first inning and popped out of the fourth. .86 pitches for Verlander. 1-1. 2 balls and a strike.
End of the count for Trout. Let's go back to my Hyundai key to this game. Shot in the dark, especially the way both pitchers have pitched against Verlander. Just looking for that one mistake. Mike Trout could be that guy to hit that big fly against Verlander. Challenging with a fastball, 94.
But look at the placement of that fastball. It's not a down the middle fastball.
Nope. And Trout, when you look at his numbers, 1 for 11 against Verlander. But that one hit, a home run. 60 strikes in 88 pitches for Verlander tonight.
Two now. And he got him. There's that slider. 1 down.
Location. Sharp slider just off the plate. And again, when you look at the numbers for Trout this season on outside pitches coming in the game, 358. On high pitches, 455. And that's exactly what Verlander has attacked Mike Trout with tonight. And Verlander has won the battle.
I mean, that pitch right there set up by the fastball on the previous pitch. Stayed on the outside part of the plate.
And you have to go after it.
Albert takes a strike. Inner half. Pujols 0 for 2 with a ground down and a strikeout. The numbers against Verlander, very good, but Verlander's won the first 2 battles. 7 strikeouts now for Justin. No walks, 1 hit allowed.
There's that slider again, right off the outside corner. Again, when you look at numbers for Albert this season on low pitches, 113 on low pitches. Verlander's a guy that will go upstairs with the fastball, but he is going downstairs, fastball, slider off the outside corner. Again, you get those printouts, you know exactly the hot spots and weak spots.
That one just missed outside. He showed 1 pitch in. The last 3 have been outside. I'd be very surprised if it's not a slider here.
Yeah, but you think he's set up for a slider.
Breaking pitch, and this one's out toward left field. Upton is playing deep. He's there, puts it away for out number 2. Got away with one.
It was a curveball. Cron coming up the only hit of the game against Verlander.
On a mistake pitch by Verlander. CJ muscled it out to shallow right. Now he's leading off the 5th inning.
Pretty amazing though. 15 2/3 innings pitched. Last 2 starts against the Angels, just 2 hits.
Off the end of the bat, foul. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
painting that fastball. 93, 94 on the outside corner, just off. Follows it with the slider the same plane. Although his fastball in, see this speed differentials. 95 best fastball, 77 curveball. And there's that fastball again. But this is vintage Verlander, where he's actually picking up velocity as the game progresses. That's his 97th pitch of the game. That one at 95. Not quite the 99 he used to have, but still that's late movement on his fastball makes it difficult to hit.
2-2. Thrown tardy on that fastball, so the count remains even. Last time Verlander won here in this ballpark was 2010, through 125 pitches over 5 innings. Leland was upset at him, so much so that he put him on a pitch count the next start.
That's a lot of pitches for 5 innings.
Another 2-2. Breaking ball, and this one's popped to a shallow right center. Maben is there. Halos go down in order. 7 in the books. Still scoreless as we head to the 8th.
This 3-game series to a pitcher's duel between Justin Verlander and that guy Jhoulys Chacín, giving up just 3 hits and tying a season high with 8 strikeouts as we head into the 8th inning. Ken French back with you and following the game as Angels Live, presented by your SoCal Mazda dealers. Myself, Jose Mota, Tim Salmon, Alex Curry, bringing all the highlights and interviews and take a closer look at this pitcher's duel as both pitchers combine to retire the first 27 batters of this game. Pretty remarkable. We'll also take a look at all the festivities around the Big A on this Memorial Day. But until then, let's send it inside to Mark and Victor, guys.
Frenchie, we appreciate it as we begin this 8th inning. The scoreless tie, 8, 9, and 1 coming up. McCann, Romine, and Kinsler. 8 strikeouts, 1 walk, an intentional walk, and 3 hits allowed by Jhoulys Chacín. 1-1.
So has a pretty good feel for that slider he's been able to throw throughout this game. His cut fastball has been also solid.
Jammed him. This one's over to Pennington. 1 down. Every fan matters when your Angels take on the Tigers again tomorrow. That's a 7:05 start tomorrow. Fans in attendance will receive the stylish weathered baseball cap courtesy of Fox Sports West while supplies last. Visit angels.com/promotions to get your tickets.
That's tomorrow night?
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait.
The old weathered hat.
So we're going to be stylish. We might have to wear that in the opening. What do you think?
Stylish yet weathered.
Yes, that is us.
There's no doubt about it. Hey, I admit it, man.
Oh, man, I'm right with you.
Lipstick on a cochino. That would be pig.
Well, thank you.
1-1 to Romine. Broke up the perfect game with 2 outs in the 6th inning. And if Chacin had to do it all over again, he had 2 quick outs, fell behind on Andrew.
Yeah, you know, you kind of start looking ahead. That's what happens, especially when you get to certain, after you deal with the top part of this order,
right,
5 or 6 deep into the order for the Tigers, and all of a sudden you think, okay, I'm at the bottom part of the order, let me just get ahead of the count, and then you lose that little bit of a focus. Even a 2-1 changeup he threw to Romine before getting back in the count, 3-2 base hit.
Oh, he tried that front door, and it just missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, it was a little bit off the inside corner. You can tell how much he is into this game tonight.
Romine goes down, swinging 2 down.
Followed up, that 2-seam fastball just missed inside and followed up with a nasty slider down and in. The tight rotation. Well, you can see that with the seams of the baseball, that tight rotation. I remember talking one time to Ted Williams about that when he used to see a slider. He used to be able to see that dot on the baseball for a slider coming in and across the plate.
All the other mortals just saw a sphere coming at him.
Exactly. What do you have, that 20/10 vision?
Kinsler takes a strike on the inside part of the plate. Ian 1 for 3. Base hit in the 6th inning. Pulled toward third, glove by Petit. Spins around, fires to first, got him. A 1-2-3 inning for Jhoulys Chacin. We head to the bottom of the 8th, still scoreless. No score. How about this matchup between Chacin and Verlander tonight?
I'll tell you what, both of them are into this game. Their stuff outstanding. Their energy and their focus and their pace on the mound has been unbelievable.
Justin Wilson is the first man up for the Tigers. Nobody loosening for the Angels, as Detroit will have 2, 3, and 4 coming up when we get to the 9th inning. Giavotella 0 for 2, line down the fielder's choice.
And what Verlander did earlier in the game, he established inside. Now he's getting the hitters to try to pull that slider and fastball away, playing right into his hands. Now you got to stay back and shoot that ball to right center field.
Oh, 1.
You see him going away. 2-seam, 4-seam fastball, slider away. It's one thing you learn as a veteran pitcher, especially in a game like this where both pitchers are locked in. You don't want to make a mistake inside.
Well, right field, and that'll get down for a base hit. Leadoff man on board to start this 8th inning.
That's exactly the approach you have to take. It was away, it was up and away, but you can't try to pull it. And Giavitello let that ball travel deep in the zone and shoots it to right field for a base hit. Look how much he allowed that baseball to travel in the strike zone before shooting that ball to right field. Very good approach for Giavitello. Now the Tigers talking defense. Right there, you see how this ball is so deep in the zone. That ball is halfway across the plate when he hits that ball to right field. That's what you have to try to do when you're having a pitcher with that type of stuff away throughout the latter part of the game. Tigers anticipating a bunt here from Ortega.
Castellanos in on the grass at third.
And it's extremely difficult to get a lead against Verlander. He is super quick to first. Mentioned 25 career pickoffs. Fields his position very well.
Ortega with a couple of sacrifices this year. Down and in. Hit and run is on. That's in the center. Johnny will turn and head to third. And the Angels got something cooking here in the 8th.
Verlander upset with himself. And a nice piece of hitting by Ortega. And I like what Mike Scioscia did. Took away that bunt. He's going hit and run. Shorten up his swing. And hits that ball into center field.
Brad Ausmus on his way out. With the switch hitting, Cliff Pennington coming up.
Victor, it almost looked like Ortega swung that bat with one hand.
Yeah.
That was on the inner half of the plate. And he's just trying to put the ball in play. He's using it with one hand.
Yeah, the bottom half slipped off. He's got something in his hand, though. Is that maybe like the grip or something? Wow. Verlander's going to stay in the game. Conversation that Brad Ausmus had. Pennington 0 for 2 tonight against Verlander, 0 for in his career. But nobody out here in the 8th inning of a scoreless tie. Castellanos will play in over at third base. Giavitello, the base runner, at third. And Ortega at first. Good speed on the bases for the Angels. Infield now in. Bunt is on. He pops up the bunt. Cabrera can't make the play on it.
And again, that's a safety squeeze.
Looked like Cliff tried to drag that, bring it with him up the line.
And Verlander, smart pitcher, fastball up and in. Difficult pitch to put down on the ground. And Verlander does a lot of things very, very well. He's also a smart pitcher, knows exactly what he wants to try to do. When you have a guy thinking about bunting, you have to elevate the fastball. Difficult to get down on that grass in the infield.
No balls and a strike. Giavatello single to right field. Ortega on the hit and run, a single to center. There's the defensive alignment for Detroit. Justin Wilson, the lefty, just kind of looking on out of the Tigers bullpen. Verlander 105 pitches, 72 strikes. Bunts it again, pops it up again. This one foul and out of play.
And a fastball upstairs, exactly what Verlander wanted to do. Again, when it's not a suicide squeeze, you don't have to bunt at that fastball upstairs. 94-95 above the strike zone.
We mentioned yesterday the struggles the Angels had with men in scoring position, 2 for 15. They're 0 for their last 8. Just trying to scratch out a run here. With nobody out in the 8th. Line to left field. There's a base hit. Giavatello will score. 1-0 Angels here in the 8th inning, and still nobody out.
First career hit for Pennington against Verlander, and a big hit. And that is Johnny Giavatello. Dances in to that dugout. Went 3 straight fastballs upstairs. Stayed back on it, just punched it to left field for a base hit. You see how he shortened up his swing? He's just trying to make contact. Nice job by Pennington.
Still nobody out. Runners at first and second. Carlos Perez out. This you'd figures a straight sacrifice here.
Pennington, his last 12 at bats, 6 hits. After failing to get the bunt down, safety squeeze, and just put it in play. Shorten up the swing.
More action in the Tiger pen. A ball on the third base side. Checks up from McCann. Kinsler covering the sacrifice. Puts Ortega at third and Pennington at second.
I wouldn't be surprised if you saw another attempted safety squeeze.
Absolutely.
Got some good at bats here for the Angels. This one, another solid at bat. Level the bat. It's that bunt down. Making that ball right down the third base line. Checks up well. Job done by Carlos Perez. Good Ortega. Using that one hand after the bat at the bottom of it. Breaks in his hand. Still fights that off for a hit in the center. But Pennington, 0-2 pitch. Fights one in the left field. Some great swings against a very good pitcher in Verlander.
Infield in, breaking ball to the dirt. Nice block by McCann.
Verlander with 4 wild pitches this season. All started on a nice approach by Giavatello. Fastball, let it travel in the strike zone, punch that in the right field. It's a good situational hitting from that point forward, giving the Angels a 1-0 lead here, but still an opportunity to score more.
Pickoff attempt at third. This one's pulled foul into the dugout.
Release still looking on. Looks like he's got a chance of going back out there. A little movement now. The bullpen for the Angels. Looks like Joe Smith getting ready.
That seems a little odd with Houston Street off the DL. One pitch upstairs. 2 balls and a strike. Gregorio Petit, the starting third baseman tonight, 0 for 2. 5 ball to center and a strikeout.
I think you expand this lead. I think Mike Scioscia allows Jolis to go back out to the mound, try to finish this game off.
I say let him finish it off as it is.
His stuff has been electric.
It's been crazy good. 9 strikeouts tonight. Two one from Verlander. Petit fouls it off. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Still look good life for that 95-mile-an-hour fastball. 112th pitch of the game for Verlander. Would not be surprised if he threw a slider now. And if you're Ortega, if this ball hits the dirt, gets away far enough, you got to try to score.
Top of the order, Cole Calhoun on deck. Long look in for Verlander.
His pace has now slowed down. Knowing that every pitch at this point forward for him gives him a chance to stay in the game.
Kate Upton, Verlander's fiance, in the house tonight. Kate's the blonde. There she is.
Yep.
Just wanted to be clear.
.77 strikes, 112 pitches thrown for Verlander. Petit trying to get a run or 2 home now.
Bouncer toward third. That is foul. No, it's a heads-up play by the third baseman.
Yeah, you have to make that play. Well, somebody calls it foul, you have to react anyhow.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the roar of the crowd going as that ball's down the line. You just got to react. That's your inclination to go home.
That's a pretty good play, too.
Yeah.
Throw was like right on the plate. Off balance.
Count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ortega, the base runner, third. Pennington at second. Cliff with the RBI single, giving the Angels a 1-0 lead. That's old school, flipping the bat at it. Spoils a pretty good slider. But Petit has done a really nice job for the Angels since being called up. Andrelton Simmons went on the disabled list.
Yeah, he's played some unbelievable defense, some clutch hits, strong throwing arm.
Fouled right back, and he was on that fastball.
Yeah, when you see a swing like that and you're starting to run out of gas when you're on the mound there, 115 pitches thrown, his mindset has to be, I got to go with my best pitch here, and that's got to be a breaking ball. And Petit, knowing he could flare that over the infield with the infield in, would drive in too.
That's now the second most pitches thrown in a start for Verlander this year, 118 the most. Did that back on April 22nd. That was against Cleveland. You see Verlander and McCann just not quite on the same page here with Petit. Two again. Breaking pitch, line and glove by Romine. He comes home, not in time. A throw to first, goes away. Pennington should come around to score, and he will. 3-0 Angels. What a mistake by James McCann, the catcher.
Yeah, sometimes you need a break against a great pitcher. And right there is the break the Angels needed and got. Two runs score on that play. And this is a good at bat for Petit to hit seared that baseball, but Romine backhand throws. But McCann, who had no play at the plate there, decides to throw the first and gets away from Cabrera and allowing another run to score.
Fielder's choice and an RBI for Gregorio Petit. He picks up his fourth run batted in. The other run comes across on the throwing error by McCann. A pitching change. With Cole Calhoun coming up, the Angels up 3-0. Seven and a third, 7 strikeouts. Angels on top 3-0 here at the bottom of the 8th inning. Pitching change. They're in and out. Who's in, who's out. With Cole Calhoun coming up. Tigers decided to go to the bullpen and bring in Buck Farmer, a right-hander. Pitching in his 7th game. No record in a 1.86 ERA. Fifth round pick of the Tigers in 2013.
I'll tell you what, Vic, there was some great at-bats against Verlander in this inning so far.
Petit, the base runner at second base. Cole 0 for 3 so far. First one in tight.
And Farmer's fastball is 91 to 95. There was a cut fastball, also a curveball and changeup.
Farmer, AAA, 5 starts, 0-2 record, a 3.71 ERA. Off speed away, 2-0.
Even going back to that at bat by Petit, he fought off some tough pitches. Hit that ball well. Romine made a nice play even to get to that ball.
Yeah.
One hop, line drive, tried to get the play at the plate. Verlander, who threw the ball exceptionally well, but just some good at-bats against him.
Two ball. Down and away, 3 balls and no strikes. Trout on deck. Cole 1 for 3 in his career against Farmer. Lifted out to shallow left. Upton comes racing in. 2 down.
Green light on that one. Got a fastball, lower part of the strike zone. That's his spot where Cole can drive it. Just missed it though.
One 1-0 on Trout. Mike 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts against Verlander. He's also popped out. Trout 0 for 3 in his career against Farmer. Two balls, no strikes.
Thrown 6 pitches so far and there's 1 in the strike zone.
Got a Farmer wearing camouflage on the mound.
I see you working.
Here comes the intentional walk. It'll bring up Albert. Albert's 1 for 2 with a home run against Farmer. Tonight, Albert 0 for 3. By the way, no action now in the Angels' pen.
Jolis still focused in there talking with Carlos Perez, who's done a fantastic job behind the plate. Two have worked extremely well.
Two CGs in his career, 1 9-inning CG complete game. That was back on April 15, 2011 against the Cubs. One ball, no strikes on Albert. Two on, 2 outs here in the 8th. And that is hammered down the left field line, but hooking foul. Right size, wrong shape.
That baseball was screaming off the bat. .571 career home runs. That's what Buck Farmer's staring at.
1-1 pitch. This was pulled foul. Took something off. Oh, off the railing and then playing Plinko up against the seats. It's 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes. Lined up the middle. That's a base hit. Being waved around is Petit. To throw from Maben is cut off, and it's a 4-0 Angels lead. Pujols picks up his 36th RBI.
Yeah, got a 94-mile-an-hour fastball down. Jerry Weaver liking that swing from Pujols. Lines it up the middle. Some insurance runs. Good base running all around. Petit able to score on that line drive, and Trout able to cruise over the third base. This perfect hitting. Fastball, outer part of the plate, did not try to pull it. Line drive up the middle, and another RBI for Albert Pujols. 36 in the season.
So here's TJ Crone, the 9th man to bat in the 8th inning. This inning started with a single by Johnny Giavotella out to right field.
And that was a perfect piece of hitting also. He allowed that fastball to travel deep in the zone. Good swing by Ortega on a hit and run. With Giavotella going. Pennington on an 0-2 fastball up. Shot, base hit into left field. Perez, solid sacrifice bunt. Petit also a very good at bat. Saw the stat book yesterday with Albert with a stolen base. 2 on the season.
One down. Fouled off 1-2. All 4 runs charged to Justin Verlander, all 4 earned. Pujols takes off. Crone lines on the left center. That'll bring home Trout. Albert will keep on moving to third. So the parade continues here in the 8th. 19th RBI for Crone.
Fastball, 94 inner half the plate. Base hit into left center. Second hit of the game. Brought his hands inside. With the barrel of the bat, lines it in the left center field for a base hit RBI for Crone, number 19 on the season.
Johnny went for 3 as he takes low. 2 balls and no strikes. Farmer's been behind in the count. Every guy that he's faced so far.
11 pitches out of the strike zone of his 18 pitches thrown. When you fall behind, even when you're throwing 94, if you fall behind, you look for a fastball, you can make good contact, and that's what's been the case.
Goes to the off-speed pitch. And it's in there, 2-1. Five nothing here at the bottom of the 8th inning. A scoreless tie going into this frame.
And we talked about it in the opening. The Angels 7 straight wins against the Tigers here at the Big A. 13-1 last 14 games. Mike Scioscia's club in position to add on that winning streak against the Tigers here in Anaheim.
Here comes the 2-2. Check swing. Did not go. Full count. To give Cron a head start over at first base. Three-two. Givatella bounces a foul. Cabrera, of course, playing behind Cron at first base with 2 outs and a full count. Bouncer toward third. Castellanos goes into the dive, has it, gets up, throws out Givatella. And this 8th is in the books, but not before the Angels drop a 5-spot Gooby. We head to the 9th. Chacin coming back out.
Oh, I love to see that the way he is thrown, but it's really been the great approaches at the plate, just putting the ball in play. Pennington with that pitch up. Petit long it back, getting the job done to slide in. 5 runs scored for the Halos.
With Fox Sports Go app, download it today. Watch Angels baseball on the go. Jhoulys Chacin back out of the mound to pitch the 9th inning with the Angels up by the score of 5-0. 3 hits allowed, 9 strikeouts, 1 walk. It was intentional in the 7th. This is line to left, the base hit. JD Martinez trying to go to second base. The throw from Ortega is not in time. It's a leadoff double to start the ninth. One for 4 game for JD Martinez. Joe Smith loosening in the pen. Miguel Cabrera 1 for 3. Had a base hit in the 7th. Oh, 1. Breaking ball, grounded to second. 1 down.
Big out right there for Jolis, especially against an RBI machine. Miguel Cabrera gets a ground ball at the end of the bat.
Victor Martinez tonight 0 for 3. Popped out his last time up to Cliff Pennington. That's skied towards center. It'll stay in the ballpark. It'll be deep enough to score JD Martinez. 2 down. A 5-1 Angels lead now. RBI number 31 for Martinez.
Looking for that 3rd career complete game. Was looking for his 2nd career shutout. Now looking for the CG.
Castellanos taps one foul. No balls and a strike. The third baseman 0 for 2. A line out, strikeout, and intentional walk. Off the plate. One and 2. What a terrific performance tonight by Jhoulys Chacín in his 4th start with the Angels. 3rd ever in this ballpark. In his first one with the Rockies, he had 12 strikeouts. Tonight he has 9, trying to finish this one off. That's a called strike 3, make it 10 punch-outs. Light that baby up as the Angels take game 1 by the final of 5-1.
What an impressive performance by Jhoulys Chacín on that one. Carlos Perez, excellent call in the game. Some great situational hitting there in the 8th inning when she scored 5 runs as they beat the Tigers and Justin Verlander 5-1 tonight. What an effort by Jhoulys. Excellent, excellent stuff throughout, and then to finish it off with a punch-out, 3rd career CG.
10 strikeout performance on this Memorial Day. A perfect outing for both starters early on. Scoreless going into the bottom of the 8th, but the Angels dropping 5 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning. 4 against Verlander, 1 against Farmer. And Jhoulys Chacín picks up his first win as an Angel in his 4th start. A terrific outing overall. And you know what? He saved the bullpen.
Yeah, he did. And there were some great at-bats. Just clutch performances and good defense, too, throughout the game for the Halos.
Halos pick up a win here, now 2-2 at home. With game 2 tomorrow night at 7:05. Chacín, a performance to be remembered for him. A terrific outing for him and a good boost Coming off some pretty good outings, but getting nothing out of it. He's down to the field right now with Alex Curry.
Jolis, a complete game, epic battle for you tonight. It's got to feel good to help your team get this win.
Yeah, definitely. Verlander, he's a good pitcher. I know, it's going to be a close game, so I was just trying to, keep the team there, and hopefully they get runs whenever they can, and it's good that we win.
You had a perfect game going into the 6th inning, the longest outing of the season. What was key for you to stay so composed tonight?
I was making pitches. I wasn't trying to do too much. They're good hitters, so I was just trying to make my pitches, throw, wherever the catcher called me, and, hopefully, I make it for them, and, they just, couldn't hit it wherever I wanted, but.
Now, you mentioned the epic battle you had with Verlander. What was it like to see your offense explode like that in the 8th inning?
Just like I say, I was waiting for them to score some run for me, and it was a good time when they did in the 8th, so I was just ready for go to the 9th.
Well, congratulations on the complete game and an epic win. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Well, the Angels take Game 1 against Detroit, an epic pitching battle, but stick around for Angels Live with Kent French, Jose Mota, and Tim Salmon next right here on Fox Sports West.